はい、ピエールです。テリングライズ7日目やっていきたいと思います。前回はこのルンペルシュテイルステヒンっていう名前のお話を聞いたとこまで行ったところで、自分の過去の動画とかを見直しながら、このエミリーとアルバ結局何だったんだろうっていうところで思っていたんですけども、大変な思い違いをしておりまして、エミリーって名前が初めに出てたこの動画なんですけども、ちょっと頭出ししますね。はい、ここの部分です。エミリーは気持ち悪いって言ったけど私は拾ったの。これエミリーって自分のことエミリーって呼んでるもんだと僕思ってたんですけども、そしたら私は拾ったのっていうのはおかしいよね。だからやっぱりエミリーは友達でいいと。で、子供は一人だと。完全な僕の勘違いだったということが分かりました。というところで、さっきの動画に戻して続きを見ていきましょう。このルンペルシュテインツヒンっていうところは適当に作ったお話だと思いきや、その後のお話が出てくるんで、もしかしたら何か関係があるのかなというところになりますね。14秒頭出ししてからスタートします。それでは見ていきましょ
う。Miss you too, babe.
ということはエミリーか。エミリーじゃアルバか。
Sure. Yeah. Rasputin.Oh, you mean Rumpelstiltskin?
子供との会話の中
Okay.
で
Is Mama still there? Okay. I guess I'll speak to her later.
これどこにいるんだろう。いつもの部屋でもないし。
So, once upon a time, there was a girl who had long, long blonde hair that people said looked like gold.Yeah, sure, why not? There was a girl called... Okay, so Emma, she has long hair, and she really wants to marry the prince. But she's just a farmer's daughter. Well, one day the king comes riding through her village to water his horses, and she hears about it, and so she urges her father to go to the king and boast about his daughter and her long, beautiful hair. And while he's doing that, she quickly throws on some of her best jewelry, but when her father stands before the king, he gets really nervous and he misspeaks, and he tells the king that his daughter can spin straw into gold. And the king is intrigued. He asks the girl to confirm, is this true? Can you spin straw to gold? But she wants to win the king's favor, so Emma says, yes, I can spin gold from straw.But the king's no fool, so he decides to call her bluff, and he proposes a challenge. If you can turn straw into gold, you may marry my son, the prince. But if not, you will be exiled, kicked out. Well, Emma, she's unable to refuse such an offer, so she accepts. And the king takes her to his castle, and he locks her into one of his towers. And there, in the tower room, is a spinning wheel with a large pile of straw.And he says he'll return in the morning to see if she can actually spin this straw into gold. Well, Emma, she spends all night trying to think of some excuse or, clever way to get out of this situation. But as dawn approaches, nothing. She really starts to worry. And that is when a strange man appears. He asks her if she has a wish. And she says, I wish to turn this straw into gold.And he says, I can do that, but you must give me your necklace. Well, the girl quickly takes off her necklace, and the imp sits at the spinning wheel, and he starts to spin, and he spins all of the straw into a large pile of golden thread. And then there's a knock at the door, and the imp disappears, and the king comes in, and he sees the small pile of gold, and he's amazed. But he's a little suspicious. So he moves the girl to a second tower, and this time there's a much larger pile of straw.Okay, and again, it's the same challenge. You spin that straw into gold, marry the prince. If not, you're kicked out of the kingdom. And yet again, just by morning, the girl, she waits, and again, there's nothing. She can't do it. Right then, the imp appears again, and this time he asks for her ring. And so she gives him a ring. He sits down, he spins that much larger pile of straw into gold, and boom, disappears right at dawn, right before the king walks in, and he sees this larger pile of gold, and he's almost convinced. But for a final time, the king moves that girl to a third tower, where there is a huge pile of straw. And he locks the door again. And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But this time, the girl, she doesn't have any jewelry to give him. What can she do? Well, the imp, he smiles and he tells her that if she will give him her firstborn child, then he will spin the straw.
そうなるとこの生まれた子がアルバっていうことになるよね。
He sits at the spinning wheel and he spins that huge pile of straw to the golden thread. He disappears right before dawn, and the king walks in and he opens the door, and the king is amazed. He says, I thought you were lying, but you are for real. And the very next day, the girl is married to the prince. And on her wedding day, she smiles wider than she's ever smiled before. And her hair shines like gold itself.
ちょっと変わった。
And a year later, Princess Emma gives birth to a beautiful baby girl. And later that week, she's putting that little baby into a cot when suddenly that little man appears again, that imp, and he says, I have come for what is mine, the baby. And the princess, she begs and begs and please, no, don't take my baby. I'll give you anything. She offers him all the riches in the kingdom. She offers him everything, but he refuses. So she gets on her knees and she pleads, please, please, I'll give you anything. And she says, okay, if you can guess my name, I will not take your baby. But if you cannot, the baby is mine. I will give you 3 guesses. And then he disappears. And the princess, she's terrified. So she calls in all of her staff and all the spies and the soldiers or anyone who has a horse to go and scour the kingdom to figure out this little imp's name. And the next day, the first spy returns and he tells her, oh, okay, sure. Okay, Daniel. So the imp appears and he asks if she has a guess, and she says, Daniel? But the imp laughs. Wrong! 2 more guesses. And he disappears. And the very next day, another spy returns. But this time he says that he's heard villagers talking about a strange man who lives in the mountains. Now, his... No, honey. That would end the story too soon. A little too soon. Ah, okay. All right. Well, okay. In that case, the spy returns and says Rumpelstiltskin is this strange man. The princess waits in her room, and at midnight the imp arrives, and he says, now your second guess, and he cackles, and he's gonna rub it in his hands, and the princess smiles and looks him in the eye, and she says, Rumpelstiltskin. And the imp is amazed. I mean, he's so surprised that he faints, like, right in front of her, and Emma has him arrested and thrown in the deepest, darkest dungeon, and she lives happily ever after, and the end.
そうなるとやっぱ最後が雑だよね。
Good night, I love you.
あ、子供は満足しちゃうのそれで。結局お母さんには変わってないし。で、これの裏なんだよね、多分ね。ちょっと飛ばし見ていく感じにしようか。頭出ししてからだね。はい、そうしたら頭出しできたんで見ていきましょう。
It's Daddy. Dada, I miss you.
アルバの部屋だね。
I'm very tired. Can I have a bedtime story?
いや、
Can you tell me Rasputin again? Yes, that one.
じゃあ話を聞くだけなんで。
No, she went to her room.
ママは部屋戻ったよって。そしたら多分ここからしばらく話聞いてるだけなんで飛ばしましょう。5分以上黙って話を聞いてるだけでしたね。で、ダニエルの下りから見ていきます。
Daniel, like Mama's Papa.
ダニエルってお父さんの名前だったね。一人 人目の名前残念でしたって話だね。トラ近いよ、トラ近いよ。カメラ映ってるよ、映ってるよ。
Rumpelstiltskin.
それだと話が早いよ。
I'm getting tired.
ああ、じゃあしょうがねえな。早く寝ようね。なんだろう、何一つ進展のない動画だったな。
That was a good story, but I am very sleepy
ちゃ
now.
んと感想言ってくれるっていういい子だね。はい、おやすみなさい。
I love you too, Dada.
はい、というわけで、まあ、ルンペルシュテイルツルヒンは終わったので、とりあえず、ちょっとメモを更新して、まずアルバさんはもういらないと。アルバでアルバム出てきたのでもすげえな、そう考えると。で、あとやってないのが、ミシェル、現地なミシェルのマキシン・ウィリアムズって言った時のマックスっていう名前をまだ調べてないんだよね。なんでちょっとマックスを調べていく。お、新しいのよ。ヒゲがないのもあるし、いい衣装のもあるし、まあ長めだね、動画としては。6分57分。じゃあ頭出ししてからまた見ていきましょう。いい衣装ですね。ハロウィンかな。
I was hoping you would come by. You like it? I'm wearing it all week.
あ、じゃあハ
My
ロウィ
regular
ンキャンペーン
lipstick,
で
the
すね。
vampire thing. Vampire stories are a way to make rape fantasies more
vampire ですか。
palatable, which works both ways.
なるほどね。
No, I'm the victim. One of the
Nande?
vampire wives.
あ、なるほど。じゃあ被害者だね。
It's human nature. What? You don't want to take a bite?
噛んでみたいね。
As government agents?
ん？
Davy. Do you mind if I call you Davy?
話してるのはデイビッドに間違いないわけだろ。
So, Davy, you are the least horny law enforcement agent guy I have ever come for. Cops are normally the most twisted. Well, I can tell I am good at my job. What?
おお、いいですね。
I questions again. You first. Tell me, how did you end up in such an exciting job? Okay, sure, but it's deeper with you. You are no ordinary
あ
cop.
あ、警察
What
官
was
だ
the
って言った
moment
か
when you
ら
decided you want
政府の
this?
犬って言ったのか。
I bet you were young. Hmm?
俺は警察官とか言ってたよな、そういえば。
Okay. Tell me. Mm-hmm.
喋るね、デイビッド。正直でもデイビッドとのミシェルとの会話は嘘のやり合い、騙し合いだから全然内容的には正しくない内容だから見てもしょうがないといえばしょうがないのかもな。
And you wanted to be this guy? Yeah. What? No, it was? You are good. Well,
フランス出身だ
I
ね。
come from France, as you know, from Paris.
この前バレエ団ど
My
この話
father
の次の
was a
話かもな。
judge,
じゃあ
a powerful man. And when I was in school, I was sleeping with a guy who was a criminal. This upset my family. They were worried about a scandal. So my father sent me to America to study. And this is where I met my husband.
と
He worked in a bank, he made a lot of money. But he treated me badly. And so I told authorities about his insider trading. I divorced him while he was in prison.
おー、バツイチっすか。
But now I had no money and I had no education, so it's a man's world, Davy. But doing this, I get paid for it. And I can make men disappear like this with a button,
なるほどね。
which is quite something.
選ぶ側だよっていう。
Not all the guys are like you, Davy.
まあブロックみたいなもんだよ
Yeah?
ね。
I cross my heart. Oh, look. Here says Max.
あ
That was my first boyfriend. The criminal, he did the tattoo himself. It hurt a lot.
ミシェルの M じゃねえんだ。
He did not need his name on me. You do not trust me. Are you going to be one of my regulars?
いやもう十分常連さだと思うよ、3回目なら。
No. You just turn up. Tip big. Bye.
はあ、なるほどね。胸の M はマックスの M だったのね。11月3日。ハロウィン終わってね。ハロウィン終わったのにね、みたいな話をしてんのかな。なるほど。じゃあ次の動画を、これも5分20秒目からだから、頭出していこうか。さっきの1週間後ぐらいの話なのかな。さあ見ていこう。肌の露出今日は多いっすね。
Where are you?
いつもと違うところからデイビッド実況
This is your way of making sure we don't do anything sexy.
どういうこと？デイビッドじゃないのか？
Oh, yes. You are a talker. You know, for a few extra dollars, we can talk on the phone.
いいで
It's
す
much more
ね。
intimate.
直接トーク。直接じゃねえのか、電話だから。それは追加で必要ですわ、お金は。50、50。
Okay.
いくらだったんだろう。気になるよ。
Okay, put your number in.
ああ、なるほどね。向こうに番号を入れさせてそれにかけるようなんだ。こっちは羊下かけてもいいもんね、そうしたら。ちょっとその服どうなってるかを一回見せてもらってからでいいですかね。ちょっと一回髪かき上げてほしいな。
This is nice. It's like we are real boyfriend and girlfriend.
画面越しとまた電話越しは違うもんね。あら、どうなってるんですか。あ、ブラなの。
And when I breathe into here, does it make the hair on the back of your neck stand up? And other parts, of course. Mm.
電話いいですね。これはちょっと追加で払っても電話はありですね。
Only with my favorites.
なるほど、そうなのね。フェイバリットじゃな
Now
いと。
that we have this more intimate connection, we should make use of it. Why don't you tell me something you've never told anyone else? Something bad.
やたらと聞き出してくるよね、向こうも。キャバ嬢みたいにこう話させて気持ちよくするっていう感じじゃなくて、結構いろんなプライベートなことをガンガン聞いてくるよね。
Come on. Shock me.
これもちょっと裏の動画気になるね。ああ、弱かった。弱かったのか。無反応ですね。驚く感じゼロですね。ちょっとヒゲ頑張れよ。全然驚いてる様子ねえよ。トーク力あんだ
Right
ろ
or
お前。
wrong, you are the guy holding the gun.
これ男のマグナム的な話をしてるんですかね。
Well, I've never killed anyone.
そうだね。足を取ら
How
れたしね。
about the time I lose my virginity?
あ、これでマックスが出てくるのかな、もしかして。
It was summer. I was working in the courthouse to help my father out. He was a judge and kept everyone in order. It was a very hot summer in Paris, and everyone was a little crazy.
どん
I
な
was wearing the perfume of my mother,
パリの評判
which
を
my
落とすの
father
よ。
said was inappropriate for the daytime. And that was when I met Max.
マッドマックスって言ったよね、
I
絶対に。
was attracted to him. He had thick wrists, strong hands, with scars he said he got from knife fights. There was a cop trying to blackmail him. Max suggested I proposition the officer, so I did. I took him to a room and let him have me. He used his necktie to tie my hands. He smelled of cigarettes and cheap aftershave. And he fucked me like he was hungry for it. Max was done with the camera. He waited till the cop was finished, and then he jumped out. He threatened to show the video to my father, and the cop stopped making trouble. And as a thank you, he let me keep the necktie. I've never told this story to anyone before. You better drink. You look thirsty.
Get 切られた。前半良かったんですけどね、後半重いんよね。ちょっと次回からちょっと追加のチップ払えないわこれは。なるほど。裏あるかな裏。7分3時間裏ねえな。1分5秒ひげがない時のだね。じゃあまた頭出してみてこう。ひげがない時のだね。だからもう俺は違うよっていう話。スパイを一時期やめた時っていうか。
Yeah, you're looking pretty as always, Harry.
ハリ
ー I need you to track a girl down for me.
これはミシェルの話なのかな。
Okay, nobody's gonna get hurt, Harry. Okay? Okay, I mean, do I look like the kind of asshole who's gonna hurt a woman?
まあ絡ませてはいるけどね。
She lives in Cleveland, Ohio, and I have a photo that I'm gonna send you via Signal. I think her name is Max.
ああ。これで住所調べて直接対決行って足打たれたのか。
Yeah. Okay.
はあ。
Okay. Yeah. Harry. Hey, Harry. Hey, Harry. Harry. Just make sure no flags are raised. Okay?
俺がやっちゃいましょうか的な話なのかな。おいおい、切れるなよ。ハリー、ああ、バリーはいる。ハリー。あれ書き間違えてんのか。名前にもいないし。ちょっと。ハリー疑問が残りました。で、これがブックマークして、これがあれだね。マックス打たれた時のやつだね。で、それから2018年11月なのか。11月7日って、ああ、死ぬ2週間前だ。死ぬ2週間前。よし、頭出してこう。なんか新しい人が出てきたよ。第2のヒゲが出てきたよ。
Miller, the package you mentioned.
ミラー
Yeah, I've got to ask, what are you going to do with this? I know that you're cool, and I know that pay and that you're reliable, but I do not want to keep blowing back at me if this thing goes wrong. It better not. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Sure, I trust you. I trust you, David.
もうデイビッドだね。
I trust you. My guy found your Max.
ああ、ハリーね。
He said that she showed up in a police report. The next day, that report disappeared. I know. Yeah. I've got a wife, David. Yeah, I've got a daughter.
おい、ここで終わんのかよ。絶対これ続きあんだろう。お、
Sorry. I don't have much time.
Come wake me up when you're done.
スマホ見てる。うわ、午前4時になったのか。じゃあなんか多分実績解除が来るんだろうな。4時を過ぎたとか。あ、でもしかもこれで終わりか。5件で5件だからこれ以上ないのか。ミラーちょっと今のところ気になるよね。ミラーで検索してみる？あ、実績の解除、吸血鬼。なんだろう、一回そっちミラーを調べてから。あ、さっきのおじさんがたくさん出てきてるな。11月22、これは爆破した時のか。でその前に2回ぐらい会ってんだな。ずっと会ってんだね。2分。じゃあ頭出してみてこう。よし、見てこう。
Hey, David.
デイビッ
I almost didn't recognize you with the beard.
ド。やっぱデイビッドだね、相手は。
Well, it looks good on you. I stopped using this account for business a little while ago. I don't use it to chat with my kids and my hookups, so you were in very privileged company here.
これさっきの部屋と一緒だね。
For one of your friends.
パーティー。
That's good. Yeah, I like your movie money. It smells so clean, you know? What do you need? Sure. I can help you out with that.
爆弾かなんか買ってるのか、銃なのか。でも銃だったらアメリカだったら普通に買えるもんな。
No, man. I mean, that's just really short notice. It's just no. It's just I gotta pull it together. It's gonna be like 50 per.
1キロ。火薬かなんかか。
No. Okay, David, I'm not. Look, you know I'm not. I can see what I can do, but I mean, come on, can we just at least call it 45?
値段交渉したの。
Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's good. No. Okay. 1 o'clock. All right, I'll be there. Or something nice? This doesn't look good to you? Go to hell, David Miller.
え？デイビッド・ミラー？どういうこと？デイビッド・ミラー？まあ、ヒゲ生えてるからデイビッド・スミスなんだろうけども、それをこいつはデイビッド・ミラーって呼んだ。 一時期使っていた別の偽名かなんかなのかな。だからミラーで、この人だけ出てくるってことは、ミラーはそういう名前だったからこいつの時にしか出てこないなのかな。次の動画見ればわかんのかな。次の動画を見ていってから考えましょ
う。Mr. Miller, it's been a while.
ミラーって呼んでるな。
You look good.
今日はまともな服ですよ、少
What
しだ
can I
け。
do for you? I know people, but I'm not in the business of seeing women get hurt. You know that, right?
女が傷つく拳銃かな、そんな。
Of course. No, man. No, you do not. No. Okay. The guy I know, right? He's totally off the grid. He started out hacking the Facebook pages of his teachers in high school. He's graduated to bigger and better. He has a secret door. Listen to me. He has a secret door into the DMV database. I'm just telling you, he's the guy.
この人、
No flags.
この言ってるハッカーがもしかして今回のデータベースのハッキングしている人の助けてる人なのかな。なんか謎が深まったような気もするし、さっきの拳銃とか火薬とかそこら辺だと思うんだけどな。そこら辺で裏の動画出てこないかな。火薬じゃないんだ。爆弾、2014年4月15。ちょっとこれを頭出してみてこう。よし、爆弾の動画見てこう。
Hey. Oh, wow. This is,
テントの中、
cozy.
サウナ
These are the
か。
boys from Ann Arbor.
The organizing group. We know Riordan.
Yeah, we know who you are. Okay, so what's the plan?
Well,
カメラ安定してねえな、おい。
we all want to stop the Sovereign pipeline, right? And there's this major section of it that's yet to be started, and the reason it's yet to be started is because access to that area is a little bit tricky. The construction traffic would have to go through this ravine, and there are only two roads that feed into it. They both are fed into by Highway 75, which has to go over the Salisbury Bridge. You know? And well, if we could shut that bridge down, we could make them reroute traffic all the way back around. This would set them back months, and this would be a huge blow financially.
I don't get it. How long are you closing the bridge for?
Well, we think about a week or so. We talked about hanging tents on the suspension, maybe a truck up there. We could flip the truck. You know, that'd be something.
I don't see how you think you'll hold it that long. I was in Portland for the icebreaker. They got through it in 2 days.
Yeah, but that was different because they were going under the bridge, right?
2 days a week still doesn't move the needle.
Yeah. Look, you're right. A week does not change the world, right? But we have to do something. Okay? If I could make the bridge disappear, I would. I can't make the bridge disappear.
それで爆弾が出てくるのか。
But there is another thing we've been throwing back and forth in the organizing group. Kind of a plan B, something
これボートで話してるね、こんな話。
bigger. The bridge has 4 main support foundations.
How
And
much
if
so
you were to
much?
attach enough explosives to one of those pillars, the whole thing would come down. Like the bridge over the river Kwai. Hey, listen to me. We could do it at night. Nobody gets hurt. Except we don't know where to find all that amount of explosives.
Sounds dangerous.
爆発
Well,
物。
in the history of America, bomb making is how you teach truth to power, right? We are out of options. We have few. We all want to stop this pipeline,
爆弾じゃ
right?
な
To
く
destroy
爆
it.
発
So
か。
shouldn't we be fighting back? Come on, right? I mean, fortune favors the bold, right?
What about you, Eric? Are you on board with this? You won't go off the bridge?
I don't know, man. This isn't what we
Look,
talked about.
I want to do this.
Back off. Let's everybody.
Hey, it's okay, Tom. David, Eric, why don't you guys go outside?
思ったより乗ってこなかったのか。思ったより乗ってこなかったからちょっとずつ計画がずれてきたのか。爆発は全部見てるね。ああ妖精さん爆発しちゃってるとかそこら辺もあんのか。なるほどね。どうしようかな、ちょっと考えるかな。そしたら第二のヒゲのおじさんが小包とか言ってたから小包でいけないかな。こっちじゃねえよ。出てこねえか。調べてない名前とかはたくさんあるんだけども、デイビッド・ミラーね。ミラーでわかんねえんじゃな。そしたらミラーって名前の近辺の方を探りたいからエマの周辺を調べていこうかな。で、そこら辺で調べてないのは母親のローラとダニエル、おじいさんの名前を確か入れてないと思うんだよな。ローラって入れてないよね。あ、1個出てきた。よし、そしたらこれを見ていきましょう。
Hey, Laura. I wasn't expecting you. You feeling okay?
エマのお母さんと話してるんだね。
Is Emma there, Laura? Or
まあね、それはね。
Emma hates tennis.
ああ、これ裏見たね。テニス嫌いだったのか。あれだ。ダニエルと間違えて会話をしだしてるっていう状態ですね。
It's David, Laura.
まあこの顔から言ってもやっぱり病気なんだろうな。
ポール。
元彼ポールね。元彼だっけ。
Yeah. Well, Paul was a bad man.
そうなってるとテニスに行ってるっていうのも怪しいのかもしれないな。認知症とかそっちだと発言すべてが嘘ではないけど、嘘をつこうとは思ってないけど嘘の可能性はあるよね。
Okay. No, it's fine. You know, you take care, Laura. Okay.
そうか、その可能性は考えてなかったけど、でもローラって言ってるのこの3つなんだよね。ああ、そうか。自分の母親のことローラとは言わんもんな。じゃあダニエル、これがローラの元旦那はもう死んでる。ああ、全部や出てるね。5件マッチで5件。なるほどね。じゃあこの周り関係はないのかな。一応ポール調べてみる。ポール元彼。おお、意外にポール出てくるね。じゃあこのポール動画3つ見て今日は終わりかな。じゃあ頭出してこう。
Hey, Boo.
ブー、誰？新しい名前だね。
Look, Ava, Eric told me what he
エ
did
ヴァ
to you.
か。
Okay. Well, he told me that he drugged you and then he made videos. Why did he tell me this?
No. No, what Peter did was wrong, and he belongs in prison, okay?
ピーター何やってるんだよ。
Okay, but what if Peter still has those tapes, Ava?
急になんか重い話が出てきたよ。
No, nobody's pressing charges, and I'm not getting arrested, okay? I was protecting you.
おいおい、エリック教えといてくれよ、こっちにもそれは。エヴァ襲われてビデオに撮られたってこと？ピーターに？
Open it. Open it.
ちょっとこれの裏欲しいな。裏あんのかな？
Yeah, it's Valentine's, and I thought it'd be fun for us to start living together. Or at least for you to feel comfortable with my place your home.
ここと言いながらどこだよこれ。見たことない背景ですけどね。
I know you are, and you deserve to be, okay? You deserve everything in this world, Ava. You know, and you deserve sesame tofu and Singapore noodles.
でもこれでなんでポールが出てくるんだ？あれポールどこに行った？あれポールどこにいた？シンガポールなるほど。ポールってじゃあ今のピーターがこいつがエヴァを襲うビデオに撮っていた。まあシンガポールはいいとしよう。これも頭出ししてからあれこれ2日後。なるほど、頭出ししてから行こうか。よし行こう。これはちゃんとしたポールの話っぽいね。
Hey hon. Good, thanks. Alba went down early, so I'm just winding down. It's a lovely night. Oh, well, at least Michigan has weather. That must be exciting. I don't know. Why do pigeons always fly upside down over Detroit? How do you do it?
やり過ごす。
These people you're with, they've known you for months now. And when they look into your eyes, they see a friend. So how do you return their smiles and laugh at their jokes when none of it is true?
潜入捜査って大変なのはわかるよね。
But it's all a lie. Wow. If it's that easy, then you could do anything. Have you slept with anyone?
おー、気づかれた。やってますよこいつ。エヴァさんやってますよ。大体一緒に住もうとしてますよ。
But we both lied about Paul.
私たち。ロ
That's
ー
Mom.
ラ
I
とな
gotta
のかな。
go.
意外に関係がある話だったのか、ポールって。といってもあとは話してたところの話なんだからな。3時間の時だから、これさっきの裏表だよな。じゃあ今日最後にもう一個ポールの出てきたこれを見て終わりにしようかな。これひげ剃ってる時だね。ひげ剃ってるはいいけど、何見てんだ？なんだろう、喋るぐらいまでちょっと早くしてみようか。7分47。おお。じゃあ見てこう。
You know, we never talked about Paul.
となると、相手はエマ
？I was driving past, I saw his car parked on the street outside. I went straight into the apartment. He was grabbing you, and I feared for your life.
ポールに襲われかけたんか。その時点で性犯罪者が2人出てきてますけどね。アメリカ怖えな、おい。ポールでこの裏の動画がないのか？終わった。6件マッチでこの1個後ろにあるんだ。ということはシンガポールを除外できれば見えるんじゃない？ちょっと検索方法のやつ見てみて確認してみようか。見つけた。さっき6件中1件がシンガポールヌードルみたいなやつでポールが引っかかってたから、ポールのって入れてみたら出てきたわ。じゃあこれで、ポールと何があったのかを見て今日終わりにしよう。じゃあ頭出ししよう。では最後の動画見ていきましょう。でまずお疲れっすね。ちょっと後ろのカーテンが動いてるのが怖いけどね。なんか出てきそうで。結構ホラー映画に出てきそうな感じの人だから、このエマさん。さあ、ポールについて何があったのか話してもらおうか。でもこれ裏の動画でもデイビッド初め全然喋ってなかったよね。もう2人で無言で見てたっていうことね。でしびれを切らしたデイビッドがいやポールについてもっていう話なのかな。
Alba has been playing happy families. That's your baddie house. She says you live there now with your baddie family. Kids are smart.
要するにエヴァと一緒に住んでるっていうのが分かってるわけだから悪党ハウスなのね。
Let's play dolls. This is Emma.
なるほどね。
She's a 25-year-old nurse.
人形ごっこで教えてくれるんですね。
Oh, here's Paul.
出てきた
He's
ポー
an
ル。
accountant. He wanted to be a professional tennis player,
チャラい感
but
じですね。
he was only the 10th best tennis player in his
結構ちゃん
state.
としたよね。
So sometimes he hits people to make himself feel like he still has that killer serve.
クソ野郎じゃねえかよ。
Emma meets Paul at work when he comes in to have a torn wrist ligament looked at.
病院だもんね。
This is David. He is a gorgeous young FBI agent. Emma meets him at work too, where he is very chivalrous and steps in when a drunk patient in the ER calls her a bitch.
わかりやすいね。
So Emma stops dating Paul. She's dating David now.
一応元彼なんだもんね、ポールは。
Paul keeps getting drunk and calling Emma up and telling her that he loves her and sometimes that he hates her.
めんどくさい男だな。
And so David, wait a second. David starts watching over Emma's apartment. Every night after they go on a date, the handsome FBI agent sits outside in his car and watches over her while she
見
sleeps.
張り方がしょうがないとはいえ。
Very romantic.
下から
David
すっ
doesn't
げえ
know
警察
that
が
Emma
覗いて
knows
るようにしか
this,
見えない。
and she doesn't tell him. But you know, it does help her sleep at night.
安心感は違うよね、やっぱり
She
そこは。
feels safe. So, one night, after they go out for ice cream, Paul calls, says he wants to come over. And Emma tells him to come, thinking that David will scare Paul off, and that will be that.
なるほど、なるほど。
But when Paul turns up, David waits in the car. And when Emma goes to answer the door, Paul pushes his way in. He argues with her and he cries and he rants and he raves. And Emma gives him a hug because she's a nurse and that's what nurses do when men cry.
はあ、なるほどね。
And that's when David gets out of his car and comes into the apartment with his pistol drawn. And when he opens the door and he sees Paul and Emma, he doesn't look handsome anymore. He looks angry.
いや、そりゃそうだよね。
Paul steps back and he looks scared. And Emma looks scared too. And David fires his pistol and he shoots Paul
うわ、殺してんの？
in the lung. It takes Paul about 10 minutes to die.
おお。
Emma could have helped stop the bleeding and maybe he could have lived, but David tells her not to. It was unlikely that Paul would have made it. And sometimes David points out it's better just to let the bad guys die.
それは警察官の考え方ではないもんね。FBI の考え方とそっちだよね。
After watching a guy bleed out together, they get married. That helps make things make sense. Even so, Emma is sure that she'll be scared of David forever and ever.
犯人浮気したら殺すって言ってるようなもんだもんね。
You waited because you wanted to save me. You wanted to be a fucking knight in shining armor.
でもだからこそエヴァとは寝ちゃいけねえんじゃねえの、デイビッドは。
You look so small on the screen. I love you, David. But I'm not scared of you anymore. Goodbye.
驚愕だわ。ポールの話そんなきついのか。ポールの下に残ってるまんまだし、よく見ると3階に寝てるんだけど、これローラなのかな。ローラ、屋根裏部屋に閉じ込められてる感じだよね。なるほどね。これで何があったかは分かったわ。そりゃエマとデイビッドの絆が深いのも分かるし、それでエヴァ抱いたらそりゃ怒るのも分かるし、すげえなあ。多分これでも5時になったからかなり終盤だよねこれ。多分次検索するとまた実績解除されてってところになると思うけども、これでまあエマとか、ローラとか家族関係のところは大体分かったというところで、じゃあ次回は今度やっぱりエヴァの周りとかこの他の人たちだよね。そう、あと一つ飛ばしたのがピーターだよね。ピーター、エヴァを襲ったピーターがちょっと検索していこうかな。そこら辺を見ていきたいと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。